what's right and not what's wrong. Like, okay, we have enough people in the world telling us what's wrong. How about let's focusing on what's right? And that's really a core element of one of our values. Heart smart connections and collaborations. What that really means is serving one another in a way that is helpful with either introductions or sharing ideas. For me personally, I cannot tell you how many things in my life and business today have come out of something from Gateway to Dreams that at the moment may have not seemed all that important, but all of a sudden, a few months later, it turns into something that really has power. And finally, the last thing is intentional inclusion. Hello. Wow. So we encourage and welcome diversity in all forms. With open hearts. Our goal is to create a safe space for everyone, no matter who you are, where you are in this world, to share dreams and goals. Thank you.
It was totally awesome. Debbie did amazing. So, anyway, we do pay it forward. This lovely woman, Jennifer, is it Jennifer Garcia? Karen Garcia, sorry, I forget Karen, was a dear friend. And was she the start? Okay. She passed away, how many years ago now, Karen? Okay. And in honor of her, we have Pay Kindness Forward. And I don't think we've got all the cards, or I haven't found the cards, but we just want to encourage everybody, to really pay it forward and think about what you're doing throughout the day and days, and just be mindful of being kind and always doing your best to pay it forward in some kind of way. And we want to give honor to our technical people that keep us going every month. Tiffany from Lone Orange, who is online. She stepped in like a rock star when COVID hit, and she is the only reason, I think, and in addition to Sheva's help back there, that we were able to do our online meetings every month. So, Tiffany, you want to say anything to everybody?
Hi.
Tiffany has a program to help people delegate. I wasn't going to talk, but I can't, you know me, I cannot not talk. And anyway, but if you need help, she has a program for entrepreneurs, Solo, is that it? Solo. And if you want information, I could give it to you for her. She is a rock star, as Missy said. Yes.
Thank you.
And then we also want to give thanks to Allegro Entertainment. If it wasn't for Isaiah, you would not be hearing us today. And both of my partners back there, Heidi and Sheva, because they worked equally like rock stars getting all of this set up for today. So. Next is sponsorship opportunities. So every month you have an opportunity to sponsor our meetings. It's $100. You get access to Facebook Live. You get video. What else do we give? Karen Jenkins takes care of the video. Is Karen back to doing that for us? Not yet? Okay. So it is an opportunity. You get then time to speak in front of the group, share about your business, and introduce them to you. And this month's sponsor is one of our board members, Dawn Berry. She is with American Family. Dawn Berry is a licensed insurance professional with 12 plus years experience in the property and casualty insurance industry and 19 years of life insurance sales experience. And Dawn believes life is best enjoyed in the presence of family and great friends while fulfilling a worthwhile purpose of serving others before self, which is right there in with our mission. So now that we are back in person and live, we were doing social media moments where you kind of take a picture of your table and post it to Facebook and let everybody know what you're doing. So if you want to take this opportunity to do that and just hashtag what is up there, that would be amazing. Sure.
Smile, Angie. I'm going to take a picture. Let's not get my messy desk. There we go. Thank you.
Okay, everyone. Thank you for sharing.
Hi, Marty. Welcome.
All right, we're
Okay, I'm
going
going to take
to
another
move
quick picture.
into.
Marty and Angie, smile.
Hi, Marty.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, we're going to take this opportunity for everybody to get to know themselves. This is our Getting to Know You demonstration. There is a program on your table, which you can fill out, and then you'll have a minute to share. So it's a quick minute, so be strategic about what you're sharing. And I'm going to do a demonstration. Everybody will have 60 seconds. There's a facilitator at each of your tables. They're going to keep you on track. There'll be a bell that dings. Tiffany will take care of everybody online and put you into breakout rooms and do the same thing that we're going to be doing here in person. So what you want to do is take this time. I'm going to share with you a little bit about me. I am Missy Coleman. I own Sage Skincare Incorporated. I also have a radio show called Sage Advice with Melissa. Our company specializes in all aspects of skincare, aging, daily body, acne, all those good things. We are an aloe-based product line, so our stuff, I have to say, rocks. And I am looking for partnerships and connections with med spas and more holistic dermatology offices. In my professional life right now, I am happy to say I don't need a thing. And in my personal life now, I'm also happy to say I am pretty solid. So in the next 60 days, I am looking to start purchasing more product, getting stocked up for the holiday season. And I will share my dream that I shared last month, which I'm going to connect with Kathy as soon as we're done with this meeting today and get on her schedule. But my big bodacious dream for my company is to develop a nonprofit organization to handle the shipping part of my business and work with women that are either coming out of incarceration, maybe divorce, that really need a starting point and, you know, just a new beginning. And I want to be that company within our community that really gives back. So that is a little bit about me. You will now have time to share at your table about each of you. And we are ready to go. Who's in charge of the timer here? Yeah, I said, yeah, the table facilitator. Yep, I did. Yes. Yes. You all are going to share. I'm going to have a hot flash. So.
All right. While they are talking in the room, they can't hear us. So we can go ahead. Okay, Jana, God bless you. I hope everything goes well. I hope you're on the road and on your way to your appointment. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to come back if you are able to later. For the rest of you though, okay, good. All right, God bless you. Take care. For the rest of us, we're going to go ahead and do our getting to know you right here in our group because we have a large enough group or a small enough group. So Michelle, are you able to join even by audio or are you driving?
I was going to say I'm driving, so I won't undo the audio or I can talk, but I
Okay.
can't let you guys see. It's too much to maneuver.
Totally understand. Well, while you're on, do you want to go ahead and share? Do you remember the prompts?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I don't have I should have it memorized, right? Because I've been part of this for so long, but I'll just tell you guys that the transition to Soma Intimates has been awesome because now I have a product.
To the next person.
So I'm just looking for anyone and everyone who wants to come visit me and finally get a bra fitting because I've got a wealth of bras to introduce them to. And then we've got sale currently, $9.90 starting at $9.99 and going up to like $34.99 reduced bras, so it's a substantial, almost half price deal, and $1.99 panties. So what I'll ask you guys for me, if you would, is I had a friend even say they bought $25 worth of $1.99 panties and donated them to a food pantry. And with this flooding that just occurred, even in North County, I mean, it's just so sad because I know that sewing room that was up there in that plaza where Walgreens, I don't know if you guys heard, but in Florissant and Hazelwood area, there was a whole shopping center that just had about 7 foot of water in the parking lot. And so it really was pretty devastating. I haven't even driven up that way to even see any kind of aftermath of those people in my prayers because, it's just a tough thing. So, anyway, I'm excited, you guys, as you can tell. So we'll pass it.
Awesome.
Big dream is just still, I'm working on my dream product still, in the background as well as my side hustle currently. So
awesome.
All right.
Well, thanks for sharing and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Angie, would you care to share? Are you in the middle of something? I'm going to ask you to unmute though.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Yes, thank you.
Yes, my name is Angie Cotton, and I own my business, Stars and Stripes. Our company specializes in veterans and surviving spouses and family of veterans. What we do is everything that they need help with the Department of Veterans Affairs. So I'm looking obviously with connections with veterans, home care agencies, assisted living facilities, independent living facilities, anything to do with the senior transitions of the elderly going obviously from their home to where they need assistance with. Right now, I guess the everything is good with professional. I am doing now focusing on appeals with veterans for the veterans to judges in Washington, so we can get whatever they were denied on, whatever circumstance turned around, and they would get their money then. In personal right now, it's everything's been great. I had the best massage yesterday and it helped with my whole headaches and stress and everything that I had.
Nice.
Next 60 days, probably looking to purchase a new laptop computer, and the dream just to continue to grow bigger, helping more veterans and families as we can.
Awesome. I got to talk to Angie before we got started and I just love what she's doing. Such a necessary and probably thankless and unsung job. So thank you for that.
Yes.
Awesome. Marty, how about you?
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Sorry that I ran late this morning. I was on another call that I just got off of, but my name is Marty K. Casey. I'm the owner of Ungun Institute, where we specialize in helping individuals disarm trauma. The partnerships that we're looking to connect with is almost anyone. That could be anyone that's dealing and struggling with trauma from a personal level. I actually do private sessions, or we can do schools, businesses and organizations, any groups of individuals with everything that's going on, including the flooding in St. Louis. This is all trauma. And those people work somewhere, or they're associated with another group of people, and where hurt people are hurting, hurt people, healed people, heal people. So we really want to get individuals in the habit of using practical tools and techniques and helping them to feel better, to show up better. In my professional life right now, I'm not really in need of too much. In my personal life right now, I would love to have someone to help me do some organization of some things that's in my house. The better I can organize some stuff, the better I would be able to have a little bit more time to know where things are and to show up and do what I do out in the community. The next 60 days, I'm looking to purchase probably more marketing materials that I'll be using in different workshops that we have set. And my dream is to build this company large enough to hire as many people as I can across the globe, and really get to a point in a place where I can see Ungun Institute has made a difference in the world and helping people to feel better and manage their feelings and emotions.
Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you so much. And again, so necessary. Yeah. So it's so amazing to see all these different people doing so many different things, but doing so much good in the world. So this is very cool to see. So I don't really know how much time we have, because I muted them. 'Cause oh shoot. Let's see. But I'll introduce myself really quick. So my name is Tiffany Huckelman. My company's Lone Orange. Sorry, I also had COVID a couple weeks ago, so I'm still having COVID brain. So my brain will just stop for a second. Anyway, so my business, we help solopreneurs be able to grow their businesses beyond themselves. So growing a team, getting those systems in place, getting the branding in place. That's really what I do on the day-to-day basis. Here, obviously, I'm kind of the Zoom moderator and help out with that. So in professional and personal life, I don't know what I need. I should always think about this before we get on here, but I don't. So unfortunately, I just had to buy a new computer because my other one died. So I'm not looking to buy anything for the next 60 days because that money is gone. My dream is that that our community, the Solo Collaborative community, can become the go-to place for anyone looking to start their own business, because I feel like there is so much need for support. And we're a long way from there, but even being here today and hearing about Karen's dream and making that happen has been inspiring, and hearing all the work you guys are doing is inspiring. So thank you for being here. And I am going to ask them to unmute.
Can I just ask a question, because I ran late? Did Jana already get an opportunity to speak about what's going on?
She didn't, and she was on, but she was on the road because she was on the way to her appointment.
Okay, so we haven't addressed that yet.
No, and I'm not sure honestly when that's happening. Let me see.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be later on in the program, so that's why I was like, okay, if I could hurry up and get on here, but I just wasn't sure if Jana had an opportunity to. But thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't see it on the agenda, so I'm sure they're just going to bring it up.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Absolutely. Okay, it looks like they're still chatting, so that's good. We haven't missed anything.
Can I say something about my personal life real quick then?
Yeah, please.
Okay. I just moved from Louisiana, so as I was telling you, I was all over the place.
Right.
But I need to sell my office, my portable office space that I had there behind our house. So
all right, everybody. It sounded like there was some great sharing going on. If you need to share contacts, we do have collaboration cards on the tables.
Yeah.
So you can share with one another.
Okay. Oh, I don't even know what she
Next,
said.
we are going to move to our Dream Tank.
Okay.
And Dream Tank is an opportunity for you to share your dream, to get feedback from the group. So if you are interested in being part of the Dream Tank any month, you can reach out. Should they reach out to us at the moment? Okay, to me or to Heidi. My email is melissa@sageskincare.com and Heidi is Heidelberg76 @gmail.com. You can see each of us afterwards if you have any interest in doing that. But this month's Dream Tank is Miss Kit Maxwell. She is the horse lady extraordinaire, and she has her new nonprofit business called Zen Horse, and she is going to come and talk with us today and tell us a little bit about that business. I knock everything off.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. And I totally forgot my readers. So, oh, God bless. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So yes, Zen Horse. We were working with Zen Horse before it became a nonprofit, but in 2021, we got our nonprofit status. So we're very, very excited about that because we wanted to be able to serve women who would not be able to afford our services otherwise. So I'm a therapist, a licensed therapist in Missouri, and a certified life coach and a certified master facilitator horse coach. So we combine all of those things together with some energy work. And so we provide one-on-one sessions for individuals. It doesn't all have to be groups. Here, let me put these on and see what else we do. Oh, there. Well, yes, we also have group workshops. Oh, and we do meditation circles every month for the public. So you can go on zenhorse.org if you want to see when our meditation circles are. They are magical. There's a lot of science behind why the horses can do what they do, but there's also a lot of magic in it too. And it's life-changing, really. So the next one is going to be Sunday, August 21st, if you want to check out a meditation circle. Oh, and we do corporate events and we do women's retreats. So each year we do a Wild Women Weekend. In my practice where I see people who just want to come to the office and not work with horses, which is crazy to me. A lot of them are women, and what kept coming up from women ages 30 to 70 were all these different life stages of isolation. And I kept thinking, God, we need our tribe. We need our tribe. And so that was the impetus behind creating the Wild Woman Weekend, where we spend 4 days with the horses and with each other in community and joyous body and just integrating the wild woman archetype and connection to self, because most of my clients were saying, how do I even start to find my authentic self? So working with the horses is magical. What we're looking for Zen Horse, the nonprofit, is groups to develop the programming for. So I would love to work with female veterans, LGBTQ+, women of color, and I feel like there's one, and maybe trafficked women. So we're really looking for groups of women that could use a wonderful healing process with professionals. So again, it's licensed therapists also, and working with the horses, which again, there's a lot of science, but it's also kind of magical. So, oh. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I need to locate the groups of women. Thank you for asking. To locate the groups of women, I reached out to a couple of people trying to find female veterans. I think they're the most difficult ones I'm having to gather, but also looking, for, oh gosh, I work with women, and these women could really use some healing. Okay, perfect. That would be wonderful, because we would love to work with women who have trauma, but the trauma is not necessary, but almost all of us have trauma with little t or big T, right? So is that my time? Should I go? questions, suggestions? Oh, great. Wonderful. Thank you so much. All right. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing, kids. I love how we're building our tribes. There's so many different tribes of us, but we're like really all in that space of supporting and loving and caring about one another. And I just think it is absolutely amazing.
Hey,
So,
Missy, just a reminder that we need to rotate the microphone to whoever's speaking so that Zoom can hear what Tracy's suggestion was for Kit and that kind of thing. And when
Oh.
Karen asks a question, just Zoom needs to be able to hear us too.
yes, yes.
Thank you.
All right, next, we are going to move on to our educational speaker. And I'm so excited to introduce this beautiful lady. She is part of one of my tribes, and she is just absolutely divine. Ariane Hairston is the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Manager at Health Literacy Media and the Process Specialist at her company, Another Me, LLC. She completed her graduate training at Capella University and holds a master's degree in industrial organization psychology. She completed her undergraduate training at Lindenwood with a bachelor's in healthcare management. Her work as a DEI manager and process specialist allows her to exercise her organization skills to improve the efficiency and workflows within businesses. She has always been passionate about process improvement, and Ariane believes that improving organizations at the administrative and HR level is the foundation needed to have a thriving business. She has served as an office coordinator for several oncology units, providing operational and administrative support at Barnes Jewish Hospital and Children's Hospital. Before that, she had the privilege to work with patients hands-on as a nursing assistant. Ariane is very active in our community, supporting and networking with individuals and businesses that help educate and encourage small business owners and the underserved population. She is also on the board of directors at Urban Harvests STL, a nonprofit with a mission to grow food, share it, and educate the community about gardening, and the Community Advisory Board for Collective Souls, Inc., a youth mentoring enrichment program. When Ariane is not working, you can find her playing in the dirt, literally. I've seen pictures, with the maiden name of Gardner. It only makes sense that Ari lives her life by the rules of nature. Ariane's hobbies include all things outdoors, exploring local nurseries, gardening, family hikes, and celebrating seasonal moon cycles. Welcome, Ariane. You get 15 minutes, and that beautiful lady over there.
Back here.
will
Want to
hold
look
up
back here.
When,
Up here. Back
oh,
here.
you're
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
sorry.
because we want your attention to make sure to include the participants on Zoom, and that way you don't have to keep your eyes split all the way across the room. So we'll have you just peek back here. 5 for green, so the cards will give you a countdown,
Of your time.
and same for you.
All right. Good morning, everybody. I said good morning. All right. I feel so smart after my introduction. Thank you, Missy. Have to keep that up. Okay. So my name is Ariane, better known as Ari. I am the owner of Another Me, LLC. I got that name from being at a place where I needed help and always finding myself saying, oh God, I need another me. So I branded it, and that's the name of my company. So I'd like to start off by asking the people in the room, how many people have a business but no company manual or any standard operating procedures in place? Okay. And so I think that's where a lot of burnout comes. As Missy mentioned, I'm a gardener by passion and trade as well. But I use those philosophies for my business as well. You need good foundation, good soil, a good seed to have a successful plant. And that goes for business as well. We have to have standard operating procedures in place, some type of company manual to have a successful business. So I come in and help businesses see where they're burning their time up, where their burnout is, where they're working from an inefficient part. And I come in and help create those systems. Once we create those systems, I'll come in as a virtual assistant to help maintain those systems that we've created together. So I become your another me. Let's see, what else can I tell about myself? I work as well as a diversity and equity and inclusion manager for a nonprofit here. So I'm using my skills as an industrial organizational psychologist to make sure that our employees have what they need to work efficiently at work as well. Everybody isn't meant to be an entrepreneur, so coming in and working with our employees to make sure that we have standard operating procedures for each bullet point on their job description, so that when we're hiring people, we have an effective plan to train them and they have what they need to successfully do their job. Also helping the company and my clients with maintaining work and life balance. So one gem I'll give you guys to walk away with is to look at your calendar over the year and make sure that you're scheduling off time for the year, because sometimes when we jump straight into the work and straight into the year, we find ourselves not taking any off time. So that's one technique that I give my clients, is to let's sit down, look at your calendar for the year, and let's schedule some time blocks and some off time so that you are actually taking time off and resting from your business. So that's what I do as a process improvement specialist, as well as a virtual assistant. And I am here if you guys need any help or any help figuring out like why you're burning out, or help getting you out of that burnt up spot and loving your business again. That's what I do, and that's what I love. So I'll open up the floor for you guys. Any questions anyone has for me? Debbie?
If anybody virtually has any questions, let me know and I will get them passed on.
What do you see a common thread for small business owners of like as a small business owner, is there one particular area that you would say like start here or think about this that you have seen, that occurs for the challenge that most small business owners have?
Yeah, so one thing I would say, I actually started rebranding as a process improvement specialist over the pandemic. I had clients that were hiring me to be a virtual assistant, but they didn't know where they needed help at. So I was kind of walking into a mess. So I would say just starting with some point of, the main thing that you do, creating a procedure for it so that you know where you need help. And that way, when you hire somebody, they know, what they're supposed to do and what they need, exactly what they need help with. So yeah, just kind of figuring out what you're doing and creating a bullet point step-by-step process for it. And that's super tedious. Most of us don't have time to sit down and systemize everything that we do. But when we do that, we're also able to figure out where we're working inefficiently at and where things can be systemized and things that can be delegated. So just taking like one administrative day out to kind of systemize just one task that you're doing. So yes. You're welcome.
Bridget has a question.
Hi, I can't see your name from here.
Bridget.
Bridget, hi Bridget.
First of all, thank you so much for the work that you're doing. It's really important.
Thank you.
As I own, my husband and I own 2 small businesses. And I remember when we started out, I remembered thinking, at what point would this be helpful? Because we have some of the same education. So I knew that would be helpful. I just want to say as a business owner that once I made the step to make that happen, everything changed. So we weren't only doubling business, we were tripling, and we were growing with ease.
Yes.
So at what point when you're communicating with small business owners, would you say, go ahead and pull the plug, at least maybe have a consultation? I just think what you're doing is really important. And if you haven't experienced it, you don't really know, like we don't know what we don't know. So what recommendation would you give to small business owners who aren't sure if they're ready?
Yeah, so I would say at the starting point, building a solid foundation. So a lot of times, a lot of us are like, oh, I want to be a virtual assistant. I'm going to just open this business and start accepting clients and just doing the thing. But if you could start and take a step back and systemize exactly what you want to do and start with just one task and then build on that. Once you got that systemized, and then you can step on into accepting and doing another thing. But just each task that you want to do, just starting at the base point. So as soon as you start your business, I would say to seek a consultation. And a lot of us, when we start off, we don't have that budget for a process improvement specialist. So if you could just start with the Google Drive and just, keeping up with your tasks that way. So as soon as you can, before you reach burnout, become your another me. So, but yeah, at any point is a good time, but preferably before you reach burnout and before you're working harder than you have to. And then you're just like, I'm done with this business. I need to do something else. So, yeah.
Karen has a question.
I want to piggyback on her talking about the Google Drive. We started in 2014 and everything has, any documents we've had were just documents created in Word, not really systematized with where they are, get hit by the bus, nobody knows, but the Google Drive has been one of the hardest things for me to accept, but one of the best things for for our nonprofit is using that for the board, for our board meetings, so when she said that, I remember how I have just been protesting about something I'm not good at. Now I have lovely people in our world that are helping me with it, but when you create all these different documents and you don't know where they are later, it's very, very frustrating because it's so much time wasted.
Yeah, and then Google Drive makes things very shareable. So you're able to share it with people, edit changes and keep up with the changes versus I've got clients that were like passing around floppy drives. So just moving them to a system where we could share documents and create living things that are always findable and clickable and accessible. So if you guys haven't checked out Google Drive, it's a really, really great tool for your business starting off.
A living. I mean, that's really the difference between the old way and the new way is Google allows it to live, change, grow instead of being in a file that you need to go and find and send to different people and having your team be able to access. And there's different levels too. When I come back from my sabbatical, I'm going to be better about
it. Jen has a question.
Just with my cybersecurity background, I feel like I'm like, oh my goodness. When you're saying to share this information and then keep a record book of all these documents, just know that, and I think you would probably be helpful in that in knowing, hey, make sure that the people you are sharing with are supposed to actually be in the knowledge and know. So have a system on deleting people or deleting that information. You don't want to hold on to a bunch of garbage because then it's just going to add up.
Right.
So that's helpful too. It's clearing out some of the old as you also do the new. So
yeah. And then I'll piggyback on that a little bit too with protecting your business. If you're going to hire people and bring people on, you want to make sure that they're signing a non-disclosure agreement. And if they're dealing with confidential information, like myself, I deal with a lot of therapists and people in the healing industry. I'm dealing with personal records. So I always have a HIPAA certification that I go through to provide to my clients. But if you've got people dealing with personal information, you want to make sure that your business is covered in every way, security and legal wise.
Jenny Grace has a question.
Hi, my question is about the diversity training. And the reason I'm asking is because I'm part of reenactors, and that's where we've been performing are for people, companies that are seeking, they have like a monthly training, diversity training, and then we come and perform. So what are you doing with diversity training?
So diversity training, I'll provide a cultural competence training for my company. And being that we do a lot of work with media and social media messaging, most of that is circled around making sure that you select pictures that, reflect your client's work. And that includes diverse pictures and things of that nature, but also having that cultural competence when you're dealing with people in real life, our clients, as well as in the company. So a lot of biases that we have naturally, just from growing up in different groups and not being exposed to different groups. So that cultural competence is a really important training that I think is important for everybody, not only business-wise.
Debbie has another thing to say, and then I want to
Is
see
that
if
2 seconds or 2 minutes?
2
Okay.
minutes. If anyone on Zoom has any questions, we'll get to you next.
Are there any apps or resources that have a starting point? What I mean is like sitting down and going step 1, step 2, step 3, like for me is like torturous. But if I can see an example or if I can see something I could customize or an app. And so I'm just curious if there's anything like that.
Yeah, there are a lot of different apps that people use to kind of systemize and create step-by-step procedures. My favorite for my company is HoneyBook, because I can get in there and create automated procedures, automated welcome emails that go out and things like that. So HoneyBook would be my favorite. Yes, but there are an array of different softwares that will help you create procedures and processes. I just don't have them on the top of my head.
Anybody online, if you've got any questions, let us know. You can either raise your digital hand or let me know.
It would be good, I think, for you and Tiffany to meet, because you guys might be able to share. You're in a similar practice, but you may be able to share support for some of your clients. So, and you have a delegated actual form book too.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I think we have a couple more minutes for questions because we just entered the speaking time. Now we're into question time. Anybody else in the audience? Missy has a question.
Oh, Workday. Workday, I think, is another software. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I would like to know, how does the organizational psychology piece come in? And are you a licensed therapist? Because this is something I did not know about you.
No, this is something different. So an industrial organizational psychologist is pretty much that somebody that comes into the workforce and makes sure that people have what they need to do their job efficiently and happily. So we come in and look at processes, procedures, and things of that nature. So no, we're not like licensed therapists. We're kind of a happy workplace person that comes in.
You're a
makes things
therapist
happy.
without the
Yeah.
license.
Creating happy workplaces. If I could coin that. Do not seek me for medical advice.
Tiffany, does anyone on Zoom have a question?
No.
No questions. Okay, Lucy has one more question. That'll be our last one.
You use the term cultural competence.
Yes.
And I have heard that a lot. What exactly does that mean?
So cultural competence pretty much means that you understand the differences in cultures, kind of the no-nos and the to-dos with different cultures based on there are different experiences, different traumas and things of that nature. So I'm going to give you an example. And this is another key that you guys get to walk away with. So typically Black women don't like when you walk up to us and touch our hair, but can you hear me? Okay. But most people wouldn't know that, most people would probably think it's a compliment, but it's offensive to kind of walk up to a Black woman and touch her hair. Is it? Okay. Well, what? Okay. So little things like that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ariane. I think Missy, we're ready to
All
switch.
right.
Thank you.
All right. Well, now we are going to move on to our personal story. And the person sharing today is Bridget Renee. She did make it here. She traveled through the floods and got here. Bridget Renee is a professional life coach, author, speaker, course creator, and owns 2 businesses in Jefferson County, Missouri. She has a degree in psychology through Central Methodist University with minor studies in developmental, industrial, and organizational psychology. You and Bridget should chat. Office Systems and Technologies. She is a member of the International Coaching Federation, ICF, and the Society for Human Resource Management, SHRM. I have that one. And Bridget specializes in coaching to reduce life's pressures for individuals, families, businesses, and community organizations. So Bridget, will you come up and share with us today?
Bridget, I apologize. We have your name wrong on the slide, but the rest of the information is correct.
Oh, this is what happens when you work
I-
on stuff late at night.
Well, I just
apologize.
gave the information to them yesterday, so yes. Yes, so, well, Karen, I'm so glad to be here. Oh, my goodness. It is just the energy. As soon as I walked through the door, I just miss you and love you and appreciate all the support that you have right now during your sabbatical. So what a privilege to be here. So I have a question for you all. And if we all have 10 fingers, we're gonna do this exercise with the 10 fingers here. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being very unsatisfied, 10 being very satisfied, where are you in your level of satisfaction with yourself today? Raise up your fingers. What am I seeing here? Some 7s, 8s, 9s. We've got a 10. Anybody else? Who says 10? 2. We have 2 10s, 2 10s. Can I ask you to stand? What's your secret to satisfaction?
You know what? I think just loving what I do and just being at peace and being filled with joy.
Thank you so much for sharing. Come up here. 10, what's your secret to satisfaction?
It's a lot of hard work. I have to say, I've really invested in my spiritual practices in the last few years, and that has just set the bar that much higher. And I think it's what keeps me grounded and not to cuss, but from losing my shit. So that's the best way I can put it. Yes. So it keeps things very nice.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, absolutely.
So the other thing that I think too for me is exactly what Missy said. I have a morning practice that every morning I take that time for myself, and it started at 15 minutes and now it's over an hour, but to be filled with gratitude and to begin and be just grateful for what I have and the people in my life, and so gratitude.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. So I also have a morning practice. So I guess that's the common, I'm sure your practice doesn't look like mine or Missy's, right? So, but we have that morning time with ourselves, and I also connect with Creator, and I find myself grounded there too. So a morning routine of connecting with self and Creator is helpful. So one thing that I have seen, I've worked with hundreds of clients over the years as a life coach. And one of the things that I have seen is that it's really hard to be satisfied. You know, we're always striving. And I had a course last week online, and my son participated. He's 27, graduated college in Colorado, bought a house there, is living his dreams. He's so happy. And his level of satisfaction was an 8, of which I was surprised. And I didn't say I was surprised, I just was. And so people were explaining their level of satisfaction. And when my son was explaining his level of satisfaction, he said, well, I think there's always room for improvement. It's interesting, isn't it? There's always room for improvement. So my response to that was, there's nothing that we'll ever achieve, no place, nothing that we ever acquire, nothing that we'll ever do that will lead to satisfaction. It just doesn't happen. Okay. So satisfaction is a byproduct. It's a byproduct. It's an experience that we have when things are aligning. And so I did IO work for a lot of years, and I worked on process, and I loved it. And what I saw was the processes, when they're developed, there's still a disconnect because the people aren't satisfied, which it sounds like you're doing some of that work too, which is really cool. So I love that happy work culture. So thank you for investing in that. It's so important. So I'm going to tell you guys in the next few minutes a little secret that I've just came up with in the last couple of years. So I've done a lot of research with hundreds of clients and, through education and lots of studies, and most importantly, personal development, because I was born into a home. My mother was mentally ill, single mom, and I had experienced a lot of trauma and abuse, extreme poverty. We didn't have utilities a lot. We moved, eviction notices. I know them well. And I thought, oh, when I grow up, I'm going to go to college and I'm going to have the best life for my children. And we had a really good life. And I remember building my first house thinking, yes. And I remember graduating from college a couple times. And then later I graduated from college again thinking, yes. And I still wasn't satisfied. And then I went through a really traumatic divorce due to abuse. And my children and I were in counseling for many years. And I remember thinking, yes, I've survived and I'm still not satisfied. And I couldn't figure it out. And working with hundreds of clients, I just started going through all the files and I started looking for what was the common theme here. And the underlying factor of everything was lack of satisfaction in all these different places. And my daughter also participated in this class last week, along with another mother, both amazing mothers. My daughter is a business owner, works very hard and does an amazing job raising her children. The other woman is a stay-at-home mom, very busy, does an amazing job raising her children. Neither of them are experiencing satisfaction because one would love to work a little bit and have a little bit of room to breathe, and the other one would love to be able to stay at home with their children more. So I said, talk to one another, right? So it doesn't really matter what you do. What you do it never leads to satisfaction. This is what I found, that on any given moment throughout every one of our days, we experience 3 different mindsets. We kind of toggle between these 3 different mindsets. One is a place of authenticity. It's a healthy mindset. It's where I know who I am. I know my vision, mission, values. I know what matters to me. I know my personal priorities. I understand those things and I place emphasis in my priorities on those things. And when I'm doing that, that zen that you feel, Kit, I love what you're doing, by the way. Thank you so much for that. That zen that you feel like when you're in your element. You guys, does everybody experience that? Like, so wonderful, wonderful. That zen that we experience, that's what it is. It's an expression of authenticity. That's what it is. It's an expression of authenticity. Unfortunately, while we're developing, some of you have probably heard me share the story of Susie. She's 5 years old. She's being raised in a very loving, nurturing home. Daddy's on his way home to play baseball with her while mommy's cooking her favorite food and brownies are cooking in the oven. And she's dancing around in her little sundress and she feels a little chilled. And she goes up to mommy and she says, "Mommy, it's cold in here." And mommy looks down at her, loving mommy, wonderful mommy. And she says, "Oh, Susie, it's not cold in here." What just happened to Susie? What happened to her? Yeah, she was invalidated. What do you think's going on in her mind? What are the thoughts? She's 5 years old. Maybe doesn't care, doesn't trust. And you know, as when we're children, we're taught that the adults in our life are right. So if the adults are right and they're thinking something differently than me, what does that make me? Wrong. So all of us battle within our micro and macro cultures between right and wrong, okay? Every single one of us. So what happens is this incongruency starts when we're little bitty, and it creates this disconnect, right? So we lose this inner harmony with self. What we used to think and feel and express openly, we know that that's not necessarily going to be accepted. And even if we are accepted, we still question, is this right? So think about Susie when goes to school in the fall for the first time, and her little jacket's hanging up in the cubby, and she starts feeling chilled, and she's got goosebumps, and her chin is shivering, and she's looking around and she's wondering if everybody else has goosebumps, and the teacher's talking. And then what do you think she does? You think she politely raises her hand and says, "Excuse me, I'm a little chilled. I'm going to grab my jacket." You think she does that? What do you think she does? She does. She sits there silently and suffers, and she's can't hardly pay attention because she's freezing, and she's looking around, and the teacher calls on her, and she doesn't know the answer because she hasn't been able to pay attention. And then the teacher says to her, loving teacher, oh, so nurturing. "Now, Susie, make sure to pay attention. You want mommy and daddy to be proud of you. Get good grades." And that goes on and on and on. So what do we learn to do? We learn to live in our roles, don't we? We go, "Oh, I'm a daughter. I want to be a good little girl. I'm a wife. I assume the role of wife. I want to be a good wife or a good student or a good mommy." Is everybody here striving to be a good something? Yeah. And there's probably something in your mind that says I'm not doing something that I should be doing, because that's what we do. We tell ourselves that we're good, and our level of satisfaction often comes from what we're doing, how well we're meeting our responsibilities within the roles that we assume. So what happens is, as we're growing, this disconnect comes in, and we develop these familiar habits, these thoughts, these defense mechanisms, these surface addictions, these saboteurs. And Kit, you know this stuff, right? Like, we develop these things as protective mechanisms to be able to survive, right? And they become our familiar. And everybody around us sees them, but they really are just kind of tolerations for other people and for ourselves, right? We're like, wow, I mean, I'm not cussing my kids out, so I'm not as bad as a lady down the street, so I must be okay, right? I mean, I'm not a 10 or anything, but I'm probably at least a 7, right? And we rate and we compare. Isn't that wonderful? No, it really sucks, doesn't it? It really sucks, yeah. So what we do is we live our familiar. Instead of manifesting from a level of authenticity through a healthy mindset, we experience the familiar mindset, which is all of these defense mechanisms and all of these behaviors that stem from these limiting beliefs, right? So what coaching does, not therapy, by the way, if therapy is to assist if there's maladaptations. So sometimes growth and experiencing a healthy mindset is not really possible. Okay. In those instances, I have PTSD and anxiety. I spent years in therapy with a licensed therapist, right? So it's really important to understand that there's a big difference between coaching and counseling. Counseling is therapeutic, and it's to assist when there's areas of maladaptation. Some people can experience the coaching process, which is, I want to manifest a growth mindset. Okay, so this is the third mindset. We've got a healthy mindset, which is manifesting from a place of authenticity. We've got a familiar mindset, which is manifesting from our defenses. And then we have a growth mindset. What the growth mindset does, and this is the coaching process, the growth mindset acknowledges what's in the familiar that's not serving me. What's my defense mechanism? Well, maybe it's avoidance. What's my personality style? Well, I tend to be a little aggressive, okay. So it's acknowledging the familiar that's not necessarily serving you, but then it's aligning your thoughts and behaviors with your authentic self. You have to know who you are, right? So that's an important part of the process. So I want to share with you that nothing you will ever do will lead to satisfaction. Okay. Manifesting from a place of authenticity leads to satisfaction. So if you do not know who you are, if you're not sure, if you're in transition, if you're moving in throughout seasons of life, it's really, really important that you understand who you are. You're more than what you're doing. We're human beings, not human doings. So if you didn't say 10, then that just means there's something else that I could pay some attention to, right? It's not bad, but I'm going to tell you, you've all arrived. There's nothing that you're ever going to do that's going to make you any more valuable than you already are. You've already arrived. You've done it. You might make different decisions and choices to yield different results, but you're never going to be any more than you already are. You're invaluable. And I appreciate and respect every one of you for your contributions to life. And the greatest contribution that you can make in life is living authentically. That's why you're here. And when you're doing that, it's a healthy mindset. Ooh, and it feels good. Feels good. So thank you guys for having me today. Does anybody have any thoughts or questions or concerns about anything? Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. That was very, very enlightening. One thing that I mentioned to somebody I was talking to when I met them, organic networking is so important, and kind of removing the titles from when you first meet somebody and getting to know them authentically, I think is a really, really good thing that I've been trying to do for myself. It keeps me more engaged in the conversation and really getting to want to know the person. So I've been practicing that myself, just authentically, organically networking. So thank you for bringing that up.
That is amazing. Thank you for mentioning that. So I'll give you all an example of that. Okay. So whenever I came up here, I didn't say I am a business owner. I have 2 businesses and I have 5 children and I have 5 grandchildren. And, I didn't do all that. So, but here's an organic introduction. My name is Bridget Renee. I am a loving, secure, free, creative, and healthy woman. I was created to be a blessing to myself and others through healthy interactions. And I do that by giving and receiving unconditional love and acceptance freely for myself and for others. And I'll tell you what, my level of satisfaction when I'm walking in that on a daily basis, oh, it's amazing. Anybody else have any thoughts? Well, that's my vision and mission and values, and you have your own, which is so beautiful and perfect for you. Thank you all for having me. It's so good to see you guys.
Just real quick, did anyone on Zoom have any questions or comments that they'd
Oh,
like to
yes.
make?
We forget about the Zoom people.
I'm getting a bunch of no's. So, and Missy, we're running about 10, 15 minutes behind schedule.
Yes,
We're
we
coming
are.
up on 10:30. So if we want to go quickly.
All right. Does anybody want to share any testimonials? We're going to stick with one today. I know many of us have many stories, but she's on there. We love you. Does anybody want to share a story about how Gateway to Dreams or connecting and promoting women has impacted them in any way?
that I absolutely love walking in the room. Somebody had mentioned when you walked in the room, I think it was you, Bridget, that I do feel that way. Like to just have people smile at me. Bridget had said human beings and not human doings. Is I go to a lot of networking groups, and it's fun to go to this one because I can just be my authentic self and I can just love on people. And that's something that's very important. And through this, I talk about connecting and promoting women all the time, because this is what we need, is we need to love unconditionally and just accept everyone for who they are.
Thank you. All right. We are going to share. We have a member, Miss Jana Gamble, that is going to be talked about by Kathy. Kathy, are you sharing about Jana? Okay, she's going to tell us a little bit about her. She is having a struggling moment at the time. And as we've shared in our mission, we want to support those members and just people in general in our community. So I'm going to turn this over to Kathy to talk about Jana and how we can help her.
Thank you. And Marty, I'm looking, is that what I look at? Yeah, hi, Marty. I'm looking at you because you may want to go ahead and, I don't know if you want to share before, I say anything. I'd like to turn it to you.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you. It's such an awesome and a pleasure to be in the room. I miss being in the actual room. I wish I could be there this morning. But the reason that we're going to speak about Jana is that I was reached out by Lucinda, and Lucinda knows my history with Jana, and she says, Dr. Marty, I believe if anyone can help to get something done, you can quick enough, and I would like to know if you would be willing to help. When she told me what was going on with Jana, there was nothing more to say other than let me get off the phone so I can start making calls. Of course, I called Gateway to Dreams, my sister Karen, because Karen has demonstrated over and over again that Gateway to Dreams is more than just connecting. We are about community. We are about forward moving and helping these ladies that come in and out of this organization, and helping however we can. Today, it is Jana. Tomorrow, it could be me. And then next week, it could be someone else. One of the things I know about trauma and the work that I do at Ungun Institute is that trauma has no race, face, or place. It shows up unexpectedly. And when it hits us, it hits hard. And in that moment, we need to stop, breathe, and think and figure out how we can assist and help someone through a traumatic experience. You're going to now hear from Kathy exactly what is going on and how we can help. And in this very moment, I just want to say that I am not just a person that's willing to come together and ask, but I am also willing to participate. I would like to make a $100 donation today to get the process started. Thank you so much, Kathy, and I'll turn it over to you now.
Thank you so much, Marty. And we'll also, I hope you can stay on for a little bit, then we can share with everyone how they can make donations,
Sure.
which would be wonderful. Oh, okay, great. And Tracy, I love what you just said, is that, here at Gateway and with CPW, this is a place for us all to lovingly and authentically care about each other. And this is an opportunity for all of us to, and as Marty said, that it could be one of us anytime that goes through a challenge and goes through something. And we need the tribe. We need all of us to go and wrap around our arms around each other. So today, yesterday when I found out about this, and Jana, I've known probably 15, 20 years. I've known her a long time through Dress for Success, Connections to Success. And she's just the hardest working person I know. And raising her kids as a single mom, and just a lot of challenges that she has faced throughout the years. I'm going to read a text that she had actually sent. I think, Marty, she sent it, I think, to you and for all of us. And she loves Gateway to Dreams, loves Karen, loves this organization, loves all of you. And she has, to my village, She said, "Hello, sisters. Today I humbly write to all of you. About a year ago, I had the great honor of speaking to you about my opportunity with overcoming kidney cancer in 2012 and asking for prayers for Jaylyn, the 22-year-old that had the same cancer as I did. Little did I know, less than a year later, instead of celebrating 10 years cancer-free, I would have to experience it all over again. But this time simultaneously in the middle of a fight with long COVID and grappling daily with my mental health, thanks to the dueling pandemics and a sexual assault. But God, just such a strong faith. It's only by the grace of God that as a single mom of a daughter that has been hospitalized 5 times and numerous ER visits, I've gone without any income for over a year now. God is faithful. I cannot tell you of the many miracles I've seen during this time. After much thought and thanks to both Lucinda Lobster, my biggest cheerleader, and Dr. Marty Casey, and my fellow film and change agents, I have, let's see, here we go. Whoops. I have the courage to not only share a piece of my story, but to also ask my village for a hand up. I need your generous gifts to assist our family at this time. My daughter is a senior this year, and we have to catch up on back rent until my disability has been approved. I've done all I can, and now I pray you will stand with me. I do want to also ask that if you know others that may have a desire to assist, that you speak or message them directly. Please respectfully do not share on social media. Thank you in advance for giving on purpose. Love and appreciate you all. So right now, there's an opportunity for us to help her with her past rent, which is $1,600. Marty graciously is donating $100. Marty, you don't know this, but I've talked to some others. So right now with your gift, we have $500 towards the 16.
Wow.
Okay, we have 600. So now we need to raise 1,000. Okay, so now we have another 100. So I'm getting all goosebumps. So we need 900. Thank you. 800. I feel like an auction going on here. This is so amazing. Thank you. 700. So we need to raise $700, which is amazing. Thank you all so much. And the gifts can be made. The donate button, please denote on the donate button. You can do it for showmeartsacademy.com, which is Marty Casey's nonprofit, and click the donate button. And then please denote love for Jana when you make the donation. And actually, if we can raise more than that, our concern is how she's going to move forward. And it's going to take some time. And we all know that applying for disability takes some time and she's waiting. So if we can even go above that, whatever amount we can raise would be so wonderful and generous for her and her daughter. Throughout the years, Jana has given so much to so many people throughout the region and helped so many families that if we can help her, it would be amazing. Thanks.
Kathy, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I do want to add that we are up against the clock. We have until August 1st before things could be really, really bad. So we want to try to make this happen this week if we can. And I will also be sharing every single donation that has been given for as you donate to Jana. I will share that information with you, Kathy and Karen. We do want to respect, as Jana has asked, not for this to be spoken about on social media or anything like that, but you may know someone personally that's dealing with has dealt with a very similar thing that you can just contact and say, this is your chance to give back. We all have been there, and at some form or another. So there's no judgment, just love. And one of the things I also want to point out, the reason that we're bringing this through Show Me Arts Academy, her daughter was a part of my group when I was servicing the children in the community. So I care about every last one of those children and how life affects them. And also she is a senior. We all have been talking about trauma this morning and how it shows up. We want her to have the best senior year she can possibly have, because this will determine how she shows up in life and continues to be the great child that she has been to her mother as well as her family. So let's step up and do what we can. And we also have another $25 donation that came through last night, which through the our button. So make sure that we add that 25 in right now. So I think we're at 675 is what we need this
I
morning.
want to share with the room that financially, I'm on a medical
And
leave. Gateway has had the roughest year
50.
ever. So $100 is not possible for me right now, but 25 is, or, so anyone that can donate anything, it will add up.
On Zoom
Karen?
right now, Tiffany's donated $50. And back in the room, Karen Jenkins has offered to do the daughter's senior pictures. So let's put Karen Jenkins
Oh,
in
that's
touch
awesome.
with Jana.
Thank you. That is what a blessing.
Angie did 150 and plus a 25 from me.
Awesome. Wonderful. This is absolutely amazing. And thank you. This is, yes.
Trying to donate, but it says donate to Dr. Marty Global Outreach. Is that the right?
Yes,
place?
that's the
Is
same.
it Dr. Marty Global?
That is correct. So it is Show Me Arts Academy. If you go to the showmeartsacademy.com button, you're going to then see that it's coming to me. That's why we have to put in the notes that it's for Jana, love for Jana, so that I know where those donations specifically are going to, because I have many different organizations and services in that one PayPal. I see money coming in already. So some of you all are getting it right. I see it coming in.
Okay. Here, what'd you say, Jenny?
Okay, I just want to clarify. So when you press it and it says write a note, that's where you put that, where it says optional. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, that's where you would write optional, where it has write a note, and then just go ahead and put that option, love for Jana. Yeah. Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lisa. So thank you all so very much. And I love that with the senior pictures, Karen, thank you. And maybe it's a way that we can even, I'm just going to put this out there, that maybe there's a way that we can even just make a commitment even from now to the end of the year to just wrap our arms around Jana. And if somebody would like to give her a meal, just help support her, that we can walk along as her village and be there and walk along with her daughter and her son. And I think her son is in college. Is that right, Marty?
Yes, he is.
Okay. Yeah, which is incredible too.
And I want to say that between cancer and COVID, I had ovarian cancer and I have long COVID. The long COVID is harder for me than the cancer was. And for her to be going through both of those right now, and she really is, she's a spark. And I wouldn't know her if it wasn't for Kathy.
So thank you all so very much. And again, as Dr. Marty just said too, that if there's anyone that you know, and Karen has mentioned that anyone that you know to reach out, and that's what I'm going to be doing too. And that's what I did yesterday when I found out. So anyone that you can reach out to help is greatly appreciated. So thank you all. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. And I just know that Jana's feeling that right now too. So thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. And we will send Miss Jana lots of prayers in addition to money and all those good things that also help. We are going to move on to the board that supports Karen and her dream and mission and all of those good things. You got to meet Debbie today. Marty Casey is an emeritus board member now. She was online. And next we have all of our volunteers. It takes a lot of us to keep this group doing what it does every month. And there are many opportunities to help as a volunteer. If you are interested, there are cards on the table that you can select if you want to help in volunteering here and in general, just at Gateway to Dreams. And these are a few of the big things that we need, and look at me, I have 2 3s. Exactly. But, you know, grant writing is like at the top of the list right now because that is what nonprofits need the most help with. So if you know anybody, if you do it, please let us know. Fundraising is always also at the top, marketing assistance, and then just on a monthly basis, CPW set up and break down the day of the meeting, which we have a decent amount of our volunteers that are doing that, but more are always welcome. And then you can contact either Heidi or myself, and our email addresses are up there. You want to share? Oh, yes, but he knows that we did. Yes, we did give Isaiah a shout out. So Isaiah is in the back of the room. He has, I think, flyers with him for his business. He is delightful and works very hard, just like the rest of us around here. So thank you, Isaiah. And then, like always, we are a nonprofit, and donation is what keeps all of us going. And this is the way to do that. It supports all the programs that we do, CPW, Joy of Goals, Write Your Book Right Now, and it helps just in general keeping the lights on here every month. So next, we have Change for Change. So there is a little purple box on the table. So whatever change you have with you and you can donate, we would love for you to share that with us today, because every little bit helps.
Missy, I think it's a fair time too to say that we are running late. If anyone has to leave, don't
Yes,
feel
we're
obligated to
about
stay in your seat.
15 minutes.
You're
behind.
welcome to leave.
Yes.
Karen just said that we are donating all the Change for Change to Jana today.
Yes.
Say it's for Jana.
Okay.
Hi, Marty.
Oh, hello. I just want to say that
Okay.
right now, that's not including what Kathy has taken in. We're at $825 as of right now.
Yay. So both Kit and Bridget donated, but I don't know if it's denoted on there, Marty.
It is. I mean, I can see where it's coming in from. I
Okay.
just want for future, if you send this out right now to someone else, I need to just know that they're giving for Jana. Do you
Okay.
see what I'm saying? So it may go to someone that I'm not, knowing that it's coming from at this moment. But Show Me Arts Academy is not expecting anything to come in this. We're not active doing anything in this very moment in the community.
Okay.
So I would pretty much can figure out that it's for Jana.
Okay. Okay, great. All right.
How are we doing drawings?
How are we doing that now?
That's what I.
Oh, yes. Tracy, does everybody have a ticket? Yes. Does anybody have a birthday in the month of July? Because you get an extra ticket. Lucy needs an extra ticket. And hi, Lucy. Oh, and so does Diane.
Diane left.
Oh, Diane left already? Okay.
I did not.
Not just now, I do.
Okay. Can I get another one for my birthday? It was in July. Thank you.
This is being done. And Karen, did you get a ticket? Oh, no.
I didn't, but I'm not worried. Yes, ma'am.
And whatever gift
Okay, so Karen, if I don't have it broken down right, let me know, but it looks like we have a journal and a book, Succeeding in Spite of Everything. And I have that number as 526-8707.
Mm-mm.
8707. Okay, we'll pick another. Here's the matching 8707, so. Okay, this one is 8705.
Karen.
Okay, the next one, I have a journal and the Positivity Kit book. And the number is 8717. That's
Lucy.
Okay, so we,
Sheva.
Sheva. Okay, so Sheva is giving us a gift certificate. Is it also going with the calendar? No, okay, so this is for a gift certificate to Sheva's perfume, no? This is for an aroma reading through Sheva. Okay. With the bucket list, okay. And we are at 8763. 8763. Eight, 725. 8725.
Did we forget to empty it?
I don't know what we're doing. 8722. Yay, no one.
Oh, nice.
Okay, and that went with the bucket list. So you have both of those. And Sheva, you're keeping the box, correct? It was just a. Yes, got it. So now I have a dream little tote. Does that go with that?
Yeah.
Was that the last item?
That's the last item.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank-
I'll learn. These are little notebooks that have a place where you can put business cards that you collect, and then you can make notes for follow-up. So we'll make sure that each one of you, when you leave, you can take one and throw it in your purse for follow-up. Bridget, your face over there, what? Oh, well.
They're pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Isaiah, can you move the slide? Thank you.
So next is our closing quote for the day, and it is, be willing to be uncomfortable, be comfortable being uncomfortable. It may get tough, but it's a small price to pay for living a dream. And I think that goes right along with today.
I'm giving you a microphone to repeat that.
Hello, everybody. This space is our space. So any connection you made today, if you don't need to run out and you want to talk and maybe make an appointment for later or just talk today, after every meeting, we want you to feel, we'll leave you here and you could lock up. Like, we want you to use the space. So.
And there's still food.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of food. Okay.
All
that was
right.
it.
Next one. So this, we're not. Oh, okay. We're not doing it. If you want to read it, read it. We condensed it to a poem now. Yes. This is the poem. I'll read it. Okay, so this is a song that was done by Pookie Lee. It is a great friend of Karen's and all of us here. And Karen, instead of making everybody sing it every month, talked to Pookie about transposing it into a poem. So it says, we are responsible to leave a world a better place. Looking around the world, and what do we see? So many things in a state of need, pain and suffering all around us. We won't stand by and just let this be, because we are responsible to leave the world a better place. Everywhere, everyone wants to be free. Some look around and say, it's not me. How can they close their eyes and not see? It all comes down to us, because we are responsible to leave the world a better place. We are reliable, accountable, dependable, and invincible. Oh, you know what? We are capable, incredible, responsible. We are responsible to leave the world a better place. That.
So the total today raised $1,137. Over $1,000, $1,137 was raised today. Thank you, thank you, thank you all. So we're under $500 of what we need to raise. Woohoo! 400.
All right, I just want to thank everybody for joining us today, and we hope to see you again next month. And stay and enjoy and connect.
Thank you to all the Zoom
Thank everybody
attendees. Thank
online.
you.
Thanks, everybody. Love you. CPW.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for being here, Marty.
Thank you.